Hi, my name is Jayla, and I will be responding to this week's discussion post that comes from the chapter on cultural diversity and social justice. And this week really heavily emphasized four topics such as cultural humility, cultural awareness, advocacy, and social justice. And within the text of Simmons and their colleague, social injustice is defined as a way of thinking that promotes fairness and challenges the devaluing of others. And advocacy involves actions aimed at changing the processes by which public decisions are made, thus affecting the socio-political and economic context that influences people's lives. Cultural awareness is the reflection and the self-examining of our personal biases and the areas of our lives that are unjust. And social humility, or cultural humility, is a lifelong process of becoming aware of our personal biases and being willing to work with a client and identify those biases. So the importance of these four in the counseling profession, we have to be, in order to be effective advocates, we have to become aware. So cultural awareness of the different disparities between different cultures, and becoming aware of our biases and our all our unjustness. Becoming aware of that is the first step towards healthy advocacy, because now, as the unhealthy patterns are addressed, we're able to listen to the client and get their perspective, and also effectively advocate, not from a place of familiarity and from pride, but from a place of humility and meeting a client where they are. And with all of these things work together. So if we don't have awareness, then we cannot be effective advocates we can't be effective advocates regarding social justice issues, and we won't be humble, we will be prideful. And the scripture that came to mind when I was thinking about this was Proverbs 31, 8-9. And it says, "Open your mouth for the speechless in the cause of all who are appointed to die. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy." And this embodies all four of the principles that I was speaking about. So it comes from being aware. So being aware and learning how to properly advocate, it helps us righteously judge a situation, and it helps us plead the cause of the poor and needy, especially those encountering different disparities based off of their orientations or their cultural issues. And if we don't practice humility, we will not be able to open our mouth at all. We won't be able to open our mouth righteously. It will definitely be influenced by other biases. So it is important to do that, because if not, we won't be able to create that therapeutic bond with us and our client. And for me, with reading this week, I plan to commit myself to learning more about how to properly advocate by partaking in addressing my personal biases when it comes to working with different populations, especially with going in the trauma direction. I would want to discover my biases that hinders me from making the appropriate therapeutic alliance and relationship and meeting the client where they are. So that's one thing that I will want to dedicate myself to, and through speaking with other people and also speaking to my mentors that can help me process effectively how to address my personal biases. So yes, that's how I plan to dedicate myself to this line of work.